What chance do you have when the gun is held by your own sister? That's the moment everything inside me hardened. The engines thundered so violently, the metal around us vibrated. My son Ethan held onto me with small shaking hands, clutching my jacket like it was the last safe thing in the world. Emily, my own sister, stood in front of us with a pistol locked steady, her posture calm, almost practiced. The kind of calm that comes from long, cold decisions. My uncle Robert pulled the hatch lever. A blast of freezing wind crashed into the cabin, tearing through the air like claws. Emily pushed the barrel deeper into my ribs. No tremor. No doubt. Just intent. I looked down at the parachute on my chest. Old straps, frayed lines, metal buckles worn thin. It wasn't meant to save a man. It was meant to justify a death. "Jump with the boy," she said. "Or I drop both of you right now." Robert leaned closer, shouting through the storm. "You won't survive that fall, Michael." He wasn't warning me. He was confirming their plan. I wrapped Ethan tight, felt his fingers dig into my collar, his breath shaking against my neck, and stepped off the plane. The sky hit us like a fist. The chute opened halfway, jerking us but failing to hold. Branches tore across my arms. A thick limb slammed into my shoulder. The ground rushed up and ripped the breath from my lungs as we crashed hard. But Ethan cried. And crying meant he was alive. Hours later, bruised, bleeding, barely standing, I carried him out of the forest toward a dirt road. Meanwhile, miles away, Emily and Robert stepped off their private jet, laughing, convinced the world had already taken care of their problem. They didn't check the woods. Didn't send anyone. To them, we were gone. So I became what they feared least, a ghost that watched. I disappeared completely. No calls, no home, no trail. And from that silence, their entire plan exposed itself. I tracked them quietly. Robert's late-night meetings in closed rooms. Emily's fake grief performances over the phone. Money sliding into hidden accounts. Lawyers drafting documents with suspicious speed. My father's estate had been rewritten before his death. Emily took the largest share. Robert held the power. My portion was small on paper and disposable in life. They didn't want a feud. They wanted a clean slate without me in it. One night, in a cheap motel, Ethan asked me, "Dad, will they ever pay for what they did?" "Yes," I said. "But not with violence, with the truth." I started building my case. Bank transfers copied. Phone calls recorded. Emails pulled from servers they thought were locked. Even whispers they shared behind closed doors collected quietly through people who didn't realize what they were revealing. Then came the turning point. A dusty file box in a retired lawyer's storage unit. Inside it, my father's original will. That document alone made their motives undeniable. When I walked into Emily's mansion during one of her polished, glittering events, heads turned slowly, expressions twisting from confusion to shock. The room dimmed under the weight of whispers. Emily froze. Robert's hand shook enough to spill his drink. I walked right up to her and handed her a thick folder. "What? What is this?" "Everything you tried to bury," I said. She opened it. Her breath cracked. A glass slipped from her fingers and shattered on the marble. Inside, bank statements, recorded conversations, the true will, proof of the attempted murder, and a timeline that showed every step they took to erase me. Robert staggered forward, voice trembling. This isn't real." But the room already believed every word. Guests stepped back, like the truth might stain them. Their empire of polished lies collapsed without me lifting a hand. Later, alone in the study, Emily finally broke. "You could have killed me for this." I looked at her calm, steady. "You gave me every reason to." Her excuses withered before she could speak them. I leaned closer. "Dying would have been mercy. You're going to live with every person knowing exactly what you are." I walked out before her shame turned into begging. Outside, the night felt sharper. Ethan waited in the car, eyes wide, searching mine. "Dad, is it over now?" "Yes," I said. But the truth settled deeper. Betrayal doesn't fade. It becomes part of your bones.